Okay. Hello everyone. Good morning. I hope you can hear us. Please, if you can hear me, please put it down in the comment section. If you can hear me, please put it down in the comment section. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, great, great. All right, amazing, amazing. All right, so welcome everyone. Good morning. So let's go straight into um the market review for this morning. All right, so you can see that from I'm sure you must have gotten the flyers and the information that today is actually CPI. All right, so today is CPI. So let's just quickly look at the um let's just look at our Forex Factory for this morning. All right, let's first of all look at our Forex Factory for this morning. So I'll be sharing my screen right about now. Okay, let me share my Forex Factory. All right, I hope you can see my screen. Hope you can see my screen. All right, so for today, AUD, they actually had a high impact news by 2:30 a.m. and actually came out negative for the Australian dollar. But the major focus for today as regard fundamentals is actually all eyes are on the CPI. All right, it's actually very, very, very key because the last interest rate that came out that was about 2 weeks ago. They left the rates the same. The Fed left the rates the same, and they are still they are still postponing rate cuts. They've been postponing it over and over again. It was once in March, they postponed it to June, they postponed it to September. Now they are looking at not even cutting the rates again this year. So it's giving hope for investors that the rate will just still be same, or there may be maybe due to meetings and maybe inflation in the economy, they may consider maybe a hike in the interest rate, which could give a positive momentum or give the dollar strength, basically. Yeah. So if this news should come out positive for the dollar, there's a very high chance that we're going to see strength in the dollar. All right. So and also, yeah, basically these are the news. So by 1:30, all news for today would actually be released. So we're going to see a whole lot of volatility coming to the market by 1:30. All right. So I want us to prepare ourselves towards that. And if you have your account funded, please join the live meeting by 1 p.m. And if you don't have your account funded yet, please get it funded because it's going to be an amazing day. All right, so let's just quickly move straight into the chart. Let's look at the market technically. Let's see what we can get to make this morning before the CPI comes out later in the day. All right, before it comes out later in the day. If you can see my charts, my MT4, please, I want us to put it down in the comment section so I know that everyone is together. All right, if you can see my MT4, please put it down in the comment section. All right. Okay, no. Okay. Okay, so it seems everyone can see it. All right, perfect. So let's look at the dollar index from the daily time frame first of all. Now, the reason why I'm taking us at the daily time frame is so that we can see things from a higher time frame perspective. All right, so you can see that the dollar has actually been pushing up for quite a while, but it encountered somewhat this verified resistance over here, and there was more or less like a retracement. And where it's currently trading at, it's at a it was a resistance over here. Price broke above it. Now there's a very high chance it has acted as support once, a push up to the upside, and it's coming back again. If you understand what chart patterns mean, you know that there's a very high chance that there could be like a double bottom around this area, and we'll see a strength in the dollar and market pushing further up. All right, so let's just scale down to lower time frame to look for let's see if there are opportunities we could get from the dollar. So now looking at this market now, because price is on a support, it doesn't mean we should just look for or just buy blindly or just go into a buy almost immediately. No, that's not how it's done. You must wait for a bullish confirmation, probably a bullish candle close to actually give to tell you that okay, buyers are actually willing to, push this market up, or there's demand around this level. All right. We want to see that the buying pressure is coming into the market around the zone, so that we can actually take advantage and follow through with the major guys, or with the buyers that actually have the funds to push this particular instrument. All right. So if you actually see a bullish candle close, maybe on the 1 hour 30-minute time frame, yeah, on 1 hour 30-minute time frame, breaking out of the zone, so we could actually look at something like probably a buy stop somewhere around when we see price breaking above, this little push to the downside, somewhere around 104 points. Let's make it 104.90. Yeah, 104.90. We may look at some good buys on, with dollar having strength. But for the fact that today is CPI, so we may just not see so much volatility coming to the market until that period, until maybe 130. Okay, until 130. So we may see more like a range around. But if any volatility should come into this instrument prior to that time, definitely we want to just take a little a little buy, maybe our target profit could be somewhere around this level here. All right, to just take some good money before the CPI. But if that doesn't happen, we just want to wait for CPI to give this market a little direction. So let's just look at EU Euro USD. All right, let's look at Euro USD. All right, so the same way, from a higher time frame perspective, you can see that Euro USD has been pushing higher. All right, it has been pushing higher. Yesterday candle closed bullish, and there's also an untested resistance around this level. All right, there's an untested resistance. If you actually look at it, it's also a supply zone. All right, because price has basically used this level to push down, massively prior to, before in the past. All right, you can see this level, that you see this huge sell from that level. So there's a very high chance that if market should get there again, there will be a push further to the downside. All right, so we want to look for some quick buys into that level, because I mean that is a level price we want to be targeting, to find volatility, to find selling pressure, to keep pushing down, because over here we cannot see any form of bearish pressure in this market. So the market just keeps pushing up and up and up and up and up. All right, so let's see if we can take some good opportunities to to buy Euro USD this morning, and probably take our profits just quickly before the CPI. So we may want to look for yeah, I'm gonna actually want to go into an instant buy, because see this bullish candle close. All right, see this bullish candle close, which is actually shows that there's still momentum, bullish momentum in this market. So you may look for an instant buy on Euro USD with your stop loss below, somewhere around this verified resistance. So you could buy, you're buying at 1.0829. Your stop loss is 1.0810, which is about, give or take, 20 pips. All right, which is about the 20 pip stop loss, and your take profit is also, so we're doing a 1-to-1, so 20 for 20, so your TP should be around 1.0850, or you can take your profit before that. All right, so just before this major daily resistance or supply zone, all right, and before the CPI, so we may see that momentum coming before CPI. All right, so I'll take that again on Euro USD. So you may want to look for some good instant buy on Euro USD with your stop loss somewhere around 1.0810 and your take profit at 1.0850. So it's just a 1-to-1, because I mean the CPI coming up by 1:30, so we just want to see how we can make some good money before then. And I mean CPI could give strength to the dollar. Yeah, it could give strength to the dollar, and you see Euro USD pushing down from around this level. All right, so we see Euro USD pushing down from around this level, but we can't say. All right, so just join the live class by one, so that we can actually trade the CPI together. All right, so let's look at GBP USD also. So for GBP USD on the daily time frame, all right, GBP hasn't had so much strength of late, because of their interest rates and their restrictive policy, and they're also looking at rate cuts and things like that. So the euro has actually been stronger than the pounds for quite a number of days now. All right. So let's also look at GBP USD again from a 30-minute time frame. So in as much as the dollar is weak, we are seeing strength in euro. There's also, like, if you can see from yesterday, the PPI came out positive for the dollar. All right, PPI came out positive, and there was still a spike. There was like a spike, and the market still ended bullish for that day. All right, the market still ended bullish for that day. So for GBP USD, if you want to actually take a buy, there's actually a all right, so you can see that it's actually trading on a resistance. All right, GBP USD is currently trading on a resistance level. So to be actually safe, you want to look for, if you want to actually take a buy, because there's weakness in the dollar. So if you want to actually take advantage of this particular move, we want to take a buy stop somewhere around this level at 1.2603. Yeah, so we want to take a buy stop at 1.2603 at the breakout of this range. All right, if you go to 15 minutes, we'll see that it has just been ranging for a matter of time. So let me just mark it out. All right, so you can just see this huge, all right, you can just see this huge range. All right, so once there's a breakout of it and there's like a weak resistance, you can see price has been, so if there's a breakout of it due to, the weakness in the dollar, we are looking at that fact, a weakness in the dollar. We want to take a buy stop above it at 1.2601 or 1.2602, somewhere around that level. All right. So you want to take a buy stop with your stop loss some at 1.25884 or 1.2585, just because once there's a breakout, we expect to keep pushing to the upside. But if there's any, the pounds hasn't been so strong, you understand? And if there is maybe some strength in GBP USD, or a strength in the dollar, that's the US dollar, we want to take our buy at the breakout of the range. That's how you trade range. When we see tight range like this, you want to trade the breakout. You don't so that you don't get caught inside the range. All right. So you want to wait for a breakout. So you want to take an instant or a sell stop around 1.2580. All right, 1.2580, and your target profit should be before this stone cold support over here, because it's actually it's a good support level. You can see how we pushed the market down before price took it out. All right, so you may want to wait for take your profit just before the stone cold support at 1.2567. All right, so you'll actually be looking at that level to quickly take your profits just before the CPI. I keep emphasizing that. All right, so you want to manage all your positions, take profits if need be before the CPI, because we don't have an assurance of the direction that it would go. All right, but we could just have an expectation. All right, a strong dollar, because if the PPI came out positive yesterday, if this CPI comes out positive too, yeah, we could actually see some momentum in the dollar. I mean, good positive momentum in the dollar. So that's for GBP USD. Let's also look at Australian dollar and against the US dollar. All right. So if you're still following me, please, I want us to signify in the chat. All right. So okay, I'm too fast. My apologies about that. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So let's take GBP USD again. Let me just calm down. So let's take GBP USD again. So, but if you're following me and you're still together, please, I want us to, type it in the comment section. Or I want us to signify in the comment section. Okay, TP and stop loss for GBP USD. All right, amazing. All right, so I said for GBP USD, we're taking our entries from the 15 minutes. All right, sorry. Okay, let me go back to GBP USD. All right. So I said for GBP USD, GBP USD on the 15 minutes is in a range. All right. And how you trade ranges is that you wait for the breakout, either to the upside or to the downside. And now to take advantage of that breakout, we want to use a buy stop at 1.2602. All right. A buy stop at 1.2602, and your stop loss should be around 1.2585. All right, 1.2585. 1.2585. And your target profit should be, okay, let's look at, okay, your target profit should be just before this untested resistance at 1.2620. All right, 1.2620. That should be your take profit for GBP USD. But if there's any strength in the dollar, like I said, GBP USD hasn't had so much momentum. All right, so if there's any strength that comes into the dollar, and we're seeing GBP USD pushing down, a breakout below, also we want to look for we want to look for a sell stop at 1.2580. All right, 1.2580, with your stop loss at 1.25992. Yeah, 1.2592, and your take profit at 1.2568, or just before the stone cold support. All right, just before the stone cold support at 1.2570. Let's take it at 70. 1.2570. That's for GBP USD. All right, so just to trade safe, we want to wait for the breakout so we can have that clear direction. All right, so let's look at AUD USD now. All right, let's look at the Australian dollar. So the same way, the same thing that's happening on GBP USD happening on euro. You can see AUD USD has also not been so strong. If you compare it to Euro USD 30-minute time frame, you can see that Euro USD has actually broken out from its own range. All right, you can see, so Euro has actually been strong compared to other instruments. So you can see AUD USD has just been in a range. So the same way, the same idea we used for GBP USD, we want to use it for AUD USD also. So we want to see, like, wait for a breakout. Let's go to the 15-minute or 30. Let's go to 15-minute time frame. All right, so the same idea, you can see this range. All right, you can see AUD USD within this range. So the same way, we want to actually wait for this range to be broken out of. All right, we don't want to be taking buys or sells within this range, because it's more like there's no direction yet. The buyers and the sellers within this time frame are still indecisive. All right, indecisive. So we want to see the either the buyers or the seller to win this battle. Yeah, it's a battle. All right, so once we see a break below, we know that, okay, the sellers are more or less in a temporary control and want to take advantage of that move, targeting before this verified support. So for AUD USD, a break around the range, a breakout of the range to the downside at 0.6635, which is going to be our sell stop, all right, at 0.6635. All right, and our take profit should be somewhere around 0.6623, 0.6623. All right, that should be our take profits and our stop loss. All right, our stop loss too. We should also have an area on the market that want to exit in case the market doesn't go in like exactly in our direction. So we want to manage our positions properly. So if there's your sell stop is being activated, your take profit is at around 0.6623, and your stop loss should be around 0.6650. All right, 0.6650. But if you have bullish momentum coming to this market, all right, and there's a breakout to the upside of the range, you want to have your entry at 0.6653 or less. Yeah, 0.6653. Yeah, 0.6653, and your take profit target should be, yeah, the same way. There's an untested resistance above at 0.66, well, 6660. Yeah, just a quick scalp. Yeah, just a quick scalp. It's not enough room for the market to it's not enough room for the market to move. But if you're a good scalper and you want to take advantage of that, just make sure that you're managing your positions properly and you're using a good risk management. So your stop loss should be somewhere around, looking at the range, so that we have a good stop loss, should be somewhere below all of this range, below the range generally at 0.6637. All right, so it could be more like a one-to-one, all right, a one-to-one. So that is for AUD USD. That is for AUD USD. Okay, said the digits are not up to 5. All right, so the fifth digit, you can just put a zero there because it's like a pipette. It's like the point. All right, it's like the point. All right, is the point. So you're complaining that I'm too fast. Okay, let me take AUD USD again. All right, this market is in the range on the 15 minutes time frame. All right, and how you trade range is that you want to wait for a breakout. So I'm giving us entry positions for a breakout to the upside or to the downside. All right. So when I said if AUD USD breaks, to the downside, you should have a sell stop. All right. A sell stop pending order around 0.66. All right. At 0.6636. 0.6636. All right. To quickly take a good scalp, all right, to somewhere around 0.6625 or 0.6625 before the CPI comes out later this afternoon. And peradventure, there's a breakout to the upside at 0.6650. 0.6650. You want to put a buy stop on AUD USD at 0.6650. At 0.6650 with your take profit before this untested resistance. All right, before this untested resistance at 0.6660. At 0.6660. All right. Okay, I hope you're together. I hope you're able to get that. And your stop loss should be below this lows, below the whole range at 0.6640. 0.6640 below the range. That is for AUD USD. Please, I hope we got that now. All right, hope we got that now. So let's proceed. All right, so let's look at oil. All right, let's go to commodities. Let's look at oil. So if you look at oil carefully, we can see that the sellers in this market has been in control. Look at the higher time frame. You can see that oil has been pushing down. All right, you can see the whole move to the downside. And if you also look at it carefully on the 1 hour time frame, oil is creating a slight chart pattern. We call it a descending triangle. All right, let me just draw that out quickly. Yeah. So it's like a chart pattern. So we can see this whole level here, this whole level. So we can see that the buys are getting smaller. All right. If you look at this buy compared to this buy, compared to this buy. So the buy keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. All right. So ideally, if you want to trade this chart pattern, you want to wait for a breakout below this untested support. All right, below this untested support. But the same way, we could actually, if you see bearishness around this level, so we can actually use a sell limit. Yeah, we could actually use a sell limit around this level at for oil at around 78.83. Yeah, 78.83. Oil is very volatile. And if you actually want to really trade oil, you must have good funds in your account. You must have good funds in your account about for commodities, basically 300K and above. All right, because oil is very, very, very volatile and expensive. So if you want to trade oil, you must have good funds in your account. All right. So for oil, you can have like a sell limit around this level at 78.80. All right, 78.80 on oil with our stop loss above this verified resistance at oh yeah, just before there, before the resistance, somewhere around 79.15. Yeah, 79.15. 79.15. So it should be above this whole chart pattern, because if we see oil breaking the chart pattern, that means there's very high chance that it's going to be pushing up. So, but it's more favorable to the downside because the market would always tell us what it wants to do. And we can see, we've established that the buys, you can see the buys getting smaller and smaller, and we can see the sells coming in. So we are seeing more sells coming into the particular market. All right. So, and we've established that the trend is to the downside. And let me just push this out. We're having a trend line strategy class today by 3 p.m. All right. I'm sure we must have seen it in our mails. All right. So we're having a trend line strategy class today online. All right. It's going to be an online class. So if you want to, maybe you've been hearing about trend line strategy, this would be a good time for you to come online and learn how the trend line strategy works. All right. The trend line strategy works. All right. So let's just go back to the review. So for oil, you want to use a sell limit at around 78.80. Your stop loss should be above this trend line at 110. Let's use 10. 79.10. Your stop loss 79.10. And your take profit is this untested supports, or this support over here at 77.83. 77.83. And if it breaks out, you want to, like, once you take your profit, if it breaks out, you want to take another sell again. All right, because the bearish or the bullish bearish momentum is actually strong. All right, but for this whole move, you want to have a sell limit at this trend line at 78.80. Your stop loss at 79.10. Yeah, above the above the trend line. And your take profit at 77.80. Yeah, 77.80. That is I'm not really gonna give a buy stop or a bullish bias for oil, because the market has been pushing further down. So if there's any bullish push to the upside, or maybe this whole chart pattern is being taken out, you want to just stay out of oil. All right, and that's why I suggested that you must have good funds in your account. So if you don't have good funds, you will just want to stay off oil. All right, so you just want to stay off oil. So let's look at indices. DE30. Let's look at DE30 this morning. All right, so DE30 has been having a whole lot of strength. DE30 has been having a whole lot of strength. All right, DE30 has been having a whole lot of strength. For since last week it was bullish. So, but this week it has just been, it hasn't been doing so much. Yeah, it hasn't been doing so much of late. So, and it's more or less trying to create a retracement. All right, it's more or less trying to create a retracement, because after a huge push to the upside, definitely we should see some retracement coming into the market. So we can see that it's actually rejecting from this is a very this is the highest point that's ever gotten to this particular instrument. Yeah, this is the highest point that's ever gotten to. Yeah, it has ever gotten to. And there was a little retracement. If we check the daily time frame, all right, you can see it's just on the daily time frame, it's not doing much. Like, it's not really doing anything. All right, it's not doing anything at all. But if we want to take some advantage, we need to scale down to lower time frame. So you can see that today it has just been pushing to the downside. All right, it has been pushing to the downside. So let's see how we can take advantage of this particular instrument. All right, so it's actually on a turncoat support. So if you want to actually take DE30 sell, you want to see this turncoat support broken. All right, we want to see this price breaking below this turncoat support. All right, so you want to have a sell stop on DE30. All right, at 18844. 18844 on DE30. You can see this candle close. All right, this long candle close. So if that momentum should continue, we want to see DE30 pushing down. All right, so we should have like our sell stop at 188. Let's 18840. Yeah, let's put that 18840 below this turncoat supports. All right, once price breaks below it, 18840, and our take profit target 188. DE30 is very volatile. Even this small move to scalp. So all the trades I'm giving is just before the CPI this afternoon. So just some few scalp before the CPI this afternoon. So our sell stop, our take profit for the sell stop should be around 18810. 18810. So 18840 for the entry on DE30, and our TP 18810. All right, 18. So that's like a 30 pips move. All right, so that's like good fun. So DE30 is also expensive. Please, if you're trading DE30, make sure you're trading with a good account. And if you want to still take this trade, if you don't have a big account and you want to take this trade, it's very, very risky, honestly. It's very, very risky. So you want to be very, very careful. I wouldn't suggest it, but you want to be very, very, very careful. All right. But your take profit is 18810, entry 18840, and your stop loss should be like back above this turn code support, because once it breaks, you don't want to see it breaking back above the turn code support. Instead, if not, we just take our profit. So we just take our we just leave the markets rather. All right. So your stop loss should be around 188 188.188 Yeah, 18860. That should be your stop loss for DE30 sell. For DE30 sell. So that is just for DE30. So all right, so I wouldn't analyze US 100 for today because of the CPI, right? US 100 hasn't been doing so much. All right, so I want to just leave US 100 for and focus on D30 for today. So if there's any instrument, let's look at one minor instrument, GBP card. All right, let me bring that up. Let's look at GBP card this morning. All right, so GBP card is actually on a 1 hour time frame, is actually trading at a, all right, let me draw that out. It's actually trading at a minor support level. All right, it has somewhat broken below it and is kind of making even a retest. So it's more like this was like a resistance, price broke above it, broke back inside, all right, and retesting it. So this is actually a good opportunity to take a good sell. Even on the 30-minute time frame, is actually very clear. You can see this was like a support, price broke below support. And when price break below support, what are you expecting? For a retest and a continuation to the downside. For GBP card, GBP card is not really expensive, so you can actually take an instant sell. All right, you can take an instant sell on GBP card with your stop loss at 1.7190. 1.7190. All right, and your take profit is before this week's support at 1.7142. All right, 1.7142 for GBP card sell. All right, so you want to take an instant sell on GBP card. All right, with your stop loss at 1.7190. All right, and your take profit at 1.7140. All right, so that is just a quick trade on GBP card for this morning on GBP card. So if there's any other instrument, all right, so Euro JPY. All right, beautiful. Let's check Euro JPY. Let's check Euro JPY. Oh, nice. All right, so this is Euro JPY now, and so Euro JPY is having some strength this morning. All right, Euro JPY is having some strength this morning. JPY hasn't been so strong of late, honestly, because you can see it pushing. You can see this whole move to the upside. So this could be more like a retracement. But let's look at it from the 1 hour time frame. All right, let's look at it from this time frame. All right, so so this is a verified support below. So price is actually selling off from a verified resistance. All right, so taking a sell from this level is actually far, somewhat far. All right, it's far because if you're taking a sell from an instant sell, it could be quite risky because your stop loss level will be far, and I mean you're taking your profit somewhere around this level. So we want to wait for a little retracement back up, back to the upside. All right, we want to wait for a little retracement to around this level. So you want to take Euro JPY sell, just to take advantage of the quick move. You may want to just wait for 169.111. All right, to take that's more like a sell limit at 169.11, and your stop loss will be reduced because your stop loss will be above 169.32, and you have more room for the sell to make more money. All right, so you have more room for the sell to make more money at 168.80, which is your take profit target. All right, which is your take profit. But if it doesn't get here, you want to just wait for it to come here and just rather take the buy, because the buys or the bulls in the markets are actually in control. So you want to buy at somewhat at the verified support, because yeah, you buy at support because there's buying pressure usually at support level. So for Euro JPY, we want to wait for the sell to come into the support before you take the buy. But if you want to actually take this take the sell, like I said, on the 15-minute time frame, you want to wait for markets to move into this level, more like create a sell limit. So you have like a sell limit at 1.6911. All right, 1.6911 sell limit for Euro JPY, and your stop loss at 1.6930. Your take profit will be around 168. Yeah, 168.65. 168.65. All right. Or you rather just wait for the buy. All right. Wait for it to come here and you take the buy. I mean, with the buy, you have more room, and you have more confidence because the market is actually bullish. All right. Because the market is actually bullish. All right. So let's just take one more instrument. Let's take one more instrument before we, all right. Okay, D30, all right, D30 on MT5 is D30, on MT4 is D40. It's the same thing, all right? It's the same instrument. D40 is on your MT4, you're trading DE40. It's just different liquidity, but it's the same instrument. If it's the same chart, if you check it, it's the same chart. All right, so on your MT5, you see it as DE30, but on MT4 is DE40. All right. All right, NZD/USD. All right, Mr. Wisdom. All right, so because of you, I'm going to take NZD/USD. You've been typing it out over and over again. So, but I hope you got Euro JPY, Mr. Wisdom. All right, so let's quickly check NZD/USD. It means we could see some good opportunity there. All right, so this will be the last instrument we're taking for today. All right, so NZD on the daily time frame. Okay, so NZD has been pushing up. I mean, but it's presently trading on a verified resistance. So NZD/USD is actually trading on a verified resistance on the daily time frame. Let me mark that out for you. All right, you can see this verified resistance here. You can see how market pushed. So it's also a supply zone. You can see how market sold all the way down from that level. And scaling to the 1 hour, you can see that there are like multiple weeks around that level. Yeah, like market is rejecting from that level. But also don't forget that the dollar is not so strong. All right. The dollar is not so strong. The dollar is not so strong. So if you want to actually even take a sell, it may be quite risky because there's no strength in the dollar, because we could actually just see NZD/USD just play around this level before CPI. All right. We'll just see play around this level. But Mr. Wisdom, or for anyone else to take NZD/USD, if you want to actually take a sell, because price is on a resistance, we want to wait for volatility to come in first. We want to see selling pressure coming, because if you just take an instant sell, we know that the dollar is not strong. All right, so you are more or less betting on something that doesn't have strength. So you want to be patient for CPI, or if that volatility comes in before CPI, we want to wait for maybe we see a sell and a continuation below all of these weeks. See how it was struggling around here, struggling with trying to sell one time, two time, and failed. So once there's a full sell, a full candle close sell, all right, a full bearish candle close, all right, it shows that okay, somewhat we are having a little selling pressure in the market. So we want to take then, and only then would you want to take a sell, an instant sell with your stop loss above all of these weeks, somewhere around here. Or if you are a conservative trader and a conservative, yeah, so your stop loss will be above the resistance. But if not, you are having, so like I said, once there's a full candle close, bearish candle close, you want to take your sell with your take profit before the stone cold support, and make sure you manage your position before CPI this afternoon. All right, so So thank you, everyone. All right. So thank you, everyone. I don't have D40 on my MT4. I have D30. All right. Mr. Peter, you can check again. Just try to type it out. D40. Try to type it out, or try to check it on your phone also. You would actually see there. All right, so you can actually rewatch this video in case you were unable to really get the entry positions. You may not you may actually rewatch it on YouTube, all right, to actually get the idea of actually get the entry positions again, to get the entry positions again. All right, so lastly, someone asked a question. Let's just take some question before we leave. How does the strength and weakness of the dollar affect oil? All right, so what we are trading is US oil, all right? Is US oil. So definitely once there is if a positive sentiment comes out from the US zone, all right? If a positive sentiment come out from the US zone, you may actually see oil pushing down. All right, you may see oil pushing down because usually when if you actually remember or check your forex factory, you get to see some news on on OPEC, releasing their supply rate cuts, and especially from the US zone. So definitely, if it comes out positive, it means that there's more oil in the supply is actually available. All right, that means there's enough oil, and if something is enough, like, and there's actually um if the supply is actually there and looking at the demand is there, definitely you will see, and the demand for oil is actually low at this moment. Demand for oil is low at this moment, and there's actually supply of oil. All right, even as much as even as much as OPEC are looking at cutting the supply, demand is also low. That is why we've been seeing oil pushing to the downside. That's why we're pushing oil to the downside. So if there's a positive sentiment from the dollar zone, definitely you will see oil pushing down. All right, you see oil pushing down. That is why if you check the oil chart, you will see that there was a positive sentiment from the dollar yesterday. That is why oil actually sold. All right, that's why oil sold. All right, so basically, yeah, that should be all for today. All right, so we see we're gonna see us again by 1 p.m. this afternoon for the CPI. All right, we're going to see us again this afternoon for CPI. Please, if you don't have your account funded, fund your account so that we could actually make some good money together. And I want us to trade safe. Please manage all your positions before CPI. All right, manage them properly before CPI so that we can actually have a clean slate to join the CPI class for this afternoon 1 p.m. All right, so thank you, everyone. All right, so thank you, everyone. I hope we have a profitable morning. All right, see us this afternoon. Bye for now.